Hello everyone, welcome back to the video lecture series on digital communications. In the previous two lectures, we discussed error control coding techniques. The first one is linear block codes and cyclic codes. So in this session, we will discuss another error control coding technique, that is convolutional codes. So what is the major difference between block codes and convolutional codes? In case of block codes, the block of n bits, that means the code word generated by the channel encoder, depends on the present message bits. For example, here I am considering as 3 message blocks. This is k bits. This is also k bits. K bits. So output of the channel encoder is nothing but code words which consist of n bits. The present output of the channel encoder, it depends upon the present k message bits at that particular time. So that is the block codes. Whereas in case of convolutional codes, I am considering here it is 3 message blocks. So k bits, k bits, k bits. So the output of the channel encoder is n bits. The present output of the channel encoder at a particular time units not only depends on the present k message bits, and it will also depends on the previous bits also. So that is the difference. That is, the output of the encoder in a particular time unit depends upon block of k message bits at that time as well as the previous blocks also. That indicates convolutional encoder requires the memory elements. A simple example, the block codes means the percentage of the each semester. Convolutional codes are simply your aggregate percentage. So that means aggregate percentage depends upon the present semester results as well as the previous semester pass percentage. Block codes are better suited for the error detection, whereas convolutional codes are mainly used for error correction purpose. So these two are error correcting coding techniques. These can able to detect and correct the errors, but practically block codes are used for error detection purpose, whereas convolutional codes are used for the error correction. Right? So how to perform encoding? So the encoding of the convolutional codes are performed by using simply shift registers. Register means 1-bit storage elements. Right? So that is, the encoder of convolutional code is consists of m stage shift registers and n output modular 2 adders, which consist of some shift registers and some modular 2 adders in order to get n bits at the output of the encoder. Okay. So look at this one. Here the message block is applied to the input to the encoder, and the encoder generates the code words or code bits. Okay. So the code word depends not only on the present message block but also on the previous message blocks in case of convolutional codes. So one important definition in case of convolutional codes is constraint length. So what do you mean by this constraint length? Constraint length is defined as the number of shifts over which a single incoming message bit can influence the encoded output. The single incoming message bit can influence the output bits, which is defined as the constraint length. So here also n comma k and here the code rate is or code efficiency, which is nothing but k by n, right? So always remember, in case of convolutional code, at a time only one bit is entered into the shift registers, right? So how there are various methods to get the encoded output. First one is directly the output of the encoder. The second, and these three are the graphical representation of the encoder. Graphical representation of the encoder, which are nothing but code tree, state diagram, and the trellis diagram. So we will discuss these four one by one in detail. So let us consider a simple example. So it is a convolutional encoder. The input is 10011. So for this convolutional encoder, we want to calculate the output of the encoder and draw the state diagram, tree diagram, and the trellis diagram. So these are the four models of the encoder. So here I am assuming as this one is D1, this one is D2, this one is D3. So here three shift registers are there. So D1, D2, D3. Here V1 and V2 are the output of the encoder. So these two are the output of the encoder. Okay. So here we are applying as the input bits. So these two are the modular two-way adders. Okay. So we will calculate the encoded output for the input 10011, the first one. Second one is state diagram. Third one is tree diagram, and finally the trellis diagram of this encoder. Now, so this is input. The input bits are 10011. Okay. So this one we are registered as D1. It is D2. This shift register is D3. Okay. So what is the output? V1. What is V1? V1 is nothing but D1, D2, D3. Modular 2s. Similarly, V2. The output V2 equal to D1, D3. That is, these two are connected first and last. This one as well as this one. So D1 and D3. So these two are nothing but the outputs. Right? So we want to write down the output encoded sequence. Okay. So look at here carefully. So this one is D1, D2, the third one is D3. The input bits are 10011. So these are entered into the shift registers. The output V1 and V2. What is V1? V1 is nothing but D1, D2, D3. V2 is D1, D3. Okay. So these two are the outputs. Output bits. Now how to calculate the output of the encoder? First one is the input bits in shift register. One is input bit in shift registers. Third one is output bits. So bits in shift registers are D1, D2, D3. Output bits are V1, V2. So initially assume that the bits in shift registers are zeros. We are assuming the initially shift registers are in reset position. So the input bit is applied from the left side. So that is the first, what is the first input? The input bit entered into shift register is first 1. So we are already assumed as the bits in shift register are initially set to 0. So when the input bit is applied as 1, so when we are applying as input bit, so this one input bit is moved into the shift registers, whereas this 0 is moved into this one, this 0 is moved into this one, whereas this one gone outside. That indicates when the input is 1, this 1 is comes into D1, whereas so this one is 0, this one is 0. So this bit is moved into here, this bit is moved into here, so this really comes out. The bits in shift register are 1, 0, 0. So what are the output bits? V1 is nothing but the sum of these three, D1 plus D2 plus D3. So 1 plus 0 plus 0, which is nothing but 1. V2 is D1 plus D3, that means the sum of first bit and last bit, 1 plus 0, which is equal to 1. So now what is the second bit? The second input bit is also 1. So that means this one. So once again the input bit is 1. So whenever you are applying as input is 1, previously the bits in shift register are 1, 0, 0. So this one is comes into D1 place. So this one is comes into here, it is 1, this one is 0. So this one is comes into here, this one is comes into here. So this 0 will go outside. So these are the bits in shift register. So what is the value of V1? V1 is the sum of these three. That is 1 plus 1 plus 0. So which is equal to 0. V2 is the sum of first one and last one. So 1 plus 0, which is equal to 1. So what is the next input bit? Next one is this 0. Next input is 0. So this 0 comes into D1 place. So this 1 comes into here. So this one comes into here. So now the bits in shift register are 0, 1, 1. So what is the value of V1? V1 is the sum of these three, 0 plus 1 plus 1, which is equal to 0. V2 is D1 plus D3, that is first bit and last bit. 0 plus 1 is 1. So next input bit. What is the next one? So next one is this 0. Input bit is 0. So when the 0 is there, so this 0 comes into D1 place. So this 0 moves into here. So this one is moved into here. So this one comes out. So these are the bits in shift register. So what is the value of V1? V1 is the sum of these three, 0 plus 1, which is equal to 1. V2 is the sum of first bit and third bit. So it is 0 plus 1 is 1. Okay. So the next input bit is this one. So this one is moves into D1 place, whereas this bit is moves into D2. This one is comes into D3. So this one comes out. So the bits in shift register are 1, 0, 0. What are the output bits? Output V1 is the sum of these three, 1 plus 0 plus 0, which is equal to 1. V2 is D1 plus D3. So 1 plus 0 is 1. Okay. So the input bits are over. This process is continued till the shift register comes into its original position. How it is? Next you can apply once again 0, that is 0 to here. So this one comes to here, this 0 comes to here. So what is the output bit? So V1 is simply V1 is the sum of these three, which is equal to 1. V2 is the sum of first bit and last bit, that is 0 plus 0, which is equal to 0. Now once again you can apply 0. So this 0 comes to here, this 1 comes to here. So what is the output? V1 is 1, V2 is also 1. If you apply once again 0, so all the bits comes into zeros, right? So the encoding process continues till the bits in shift register comes into its original position, right? So what is the output of the encoder? So the output of the encoder is 1 1, comma 0 1, comma 0 1, comma 1 1, comma 1 1, comma 1 0, comma 1 1. So that is the output of encoder. Output of the encoder is output of the encoder is 1 1, 0 1, 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 1. So that is the output of the encoder. So the output of encoder is 1 1 0 1. So how to draw the tree diagram for the same encoder? Okay, so this is the encoder. So what do you mean by this tree diagram is, which is a graphical representation of the convolutional encoder. So we want to represent the convolutional encoder in terms of graph, right? So in this case, the branch in a tree represents an input bit with the corresponding outputs. So tree means it has the branches. So the branch is representing as an input bit. That input bit is either 0 or 1 and with the corresponding output bits. So this is the convolutional encoder. So if you remember, I think, so it is D1, D2, this one is D3. So V1 equal to D1 plus D2 plus D3. V2 equal to D1, so D3. Okay. So how to draw the tree diagram? So I am starting here. So you can assume the initial bits in shift register are all are zeros. The bits in shift register are all are zeros. So the branch means it has two branches. It has two branches. If you move upward direction means binary 0 is the input. We are moving from this node to upward direction represents 0 is the input. So we are already assumed as the bits in shift register. The bits in shift register are all are zeros. If you apply 0 is the input, what happens? This 0 comes into here, this 0 comes to here, this 0 comes to here. That means the bits in shift register are once again 0 0 0. What are the output bits? Output bits are V1 is the sum of these three, that is 0. V2 is the sum of first one and last one, this 0. Okay. So from this node, if you are moving downward direction means binary 1 is the input to the shift registers. So the bits in shift register are 0 0 0. Now I am applying my input is 1. When the input is 1, all the bits are in shift register all are zeros. So I am assuming as the bits in shift register all are zeros. If I am applying as input is 1, what happens? 1 comes into here, this 0 comes to here, this 0 comes to here, this one comes out. Let us say here, this one is D1, this is D2, this one is D3. So the bits in shift register are 0 0 0. When I am applying as input is 1, so this 1 comes into D1 place, this 0 comes into D2 place, this 0 comes into D3 place, whereas this 0 comes out, right? So now the bits in shift register are 1 0 0. 1 0 0. So what are the output bits? 1 0 0. V1 is the sum of these three. 1 plus 0 plus 0, which is 1. D2 is first one and last one. 1 plus 0, this one. Okay. Next one. So come to at this node. Once again, branches, 2 branches from this node. 2 branches from this node. So now the bits in shift register all are zeros. The bits in shift register all are zeros. If you apply 0 as the input, then it will comes into 0 0 0. What are the output bits? If the bits in shift register are 0 0 0, V1 is 0, V2 also 0. The bits in shift register all are zeros. When you are applying as 1, 1 means downward direction, remember. So when you are moving downward direction from this node, that is 1 is applied. The bits in shift register are 0 0 0. If you apply 1 is the input, becomes 1 0 0. That means the 1 comes into first place, the 0 comes into second, the 0 comes into third, the last 0 comes out. So what are the output bits? 1 0 0. So V1 means the sum of these three. So 1. V2 means first one and last one. So 1 plus 0, it is also 1. Now come to this one. This node, here also 2 paths, 2 branches from this node. Now the bits in shift register are 1 0 0. The bits in shift register are 1 0 0. So when you are moving upward direction from this node, that indicates 0 is the input. The bits in shift register are 1 0 0. The simple. The bits in shift register are 1 0 0. If you are applying as 0 is the input, it becomes 0 1 0. The bits in shift register becomes 0 1 0. So 0 1 0. What are the output bits? 0 1 0 are the bits in shift registers. The output bits are V1 means the sum of these three. 0 plus 1 plus 0, it is 1. D2 means the first one and last one. So 0 plus 0 is. Now move from this node to downward direction. Okay. So the bits in shift registers are 1 0 0. The bits in shift registers are 1 0 0. If you are moving downward direction means 1 is applying as input. The bits in shift registers are 1 0 0. If you apply 1 as the input, becomes 1. This 1 comes into here, 1. The 0 comes into here. That means the bits in shift registers are 1 1 0. 1 1 0. So what are the output bits? 1 1 0. The output bits are V1 and V2. So V1 means the sum of these three. 1 plus 1 plus 0, it is 0. V2 is the sum of first one and last one. 1 plus 0, it is 1. Okay. Similarly, you can increase the number of stages. So this one is called as tree diagram. So tree diagram is a graphical representation of the convolutional encoder. Consider my input bits are 0 1. So how to calculate the encoded output? The simple like this. The first one is input bit is 1. Next one is 0. So 1 means, so here my node is there. 1 in the sense you can move into downward direction. You can move into downward direction. This is when the input is 1. So this is the line. What is next bit? Next bit is 0. 0 is moves into upward direction from here. You can move upward direction from here. So what is the output bit? So it is 1 1. This one is 1 0. So output bits are 1 1. So that is the way how to calculate the encoded bit by using tree diagram. So you can increase the number of stages. Here, these red line, that means which are represented in red color are inside the bracket are nothing but the bits in shift registers. I will write once. So these are nothing but bits in shift registers. Whereas the blue color, that means this one is nothing but the output bits. That means output of the encoder. Okay. So if you remember, the tree structure means it consists of the node. From the node, when the input bit is 0, you can move into upward direction. When the input is 1, you can move into downward direction. So this one is input bit. So this one is also input bit. So here also, from this node, if you are moving into upward direction means 0 is the input. If you are moving into downward direction means 1 is the input. If we extend the tree diagram for the number of stages, your tree becomes like this. How to calculate the encoded output from the tree diagram? Right? So let us consider the input bits are 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. So these are the input bits. How to calculate the output? Right? So this is nothing but the node of a tree. When you are moving from downward direction, this is node A. If you are moving downward direction means the input is 1. If you are moving upward direction means the input is 0. So here the input bits we are applying as 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. The first one is 1. 1 means you can move downward direction. And the second one is 1, move downward direction. The input is 0, you can move upward direction. Input is again 0, move upward direction. Input is 1, you can move downward direction. So here at the top of this line, we are representing these two are nothing but the output bits. These are represents the output of the encoder, right? So the output of the encoder is this path, that is 1, 1, comma here it is 0, 1, here is 0, 1, this one is 1, 1, this one is 1, 1. So this is the output of the encoder for the input 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. Right? You can identify the path. So from the path, you can write down the output bits for the respective input bits. Right? So if you want to see for another input, if input is 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. So the first one is 1. 1 means you can move from this node to downward direction, that is this path. 0 means upward direction. Again 0 means upward direction from this node. 1 means downward direction. 1 means again downward direction. So what are the output bits? Output of the encoder. Output are nothing but, so this path, this is 1, 1. This one is 1, 0. This one is again 1, 1. This one is again 1, 1. Whereas this one is 0, 1. Okay. So you can identify the path, and from the path you can write the output bits. This is the one of the graphical representation of the convolutional encoder in order to calculate the output of the encoder. Next one is the state diagram. The state diagram means it is a simply graph of the possible states of the encoder and the possible transition from one state to another state. So it will give the relation between the encoder state, input and the output of the encoder. The state diagram is a graphical representation and it will give the relation between encoder state, input and output of the convolutional encoder. How to calculate the number of possible states? So how many number of bits are there in each state? That is number of bits in a state equal to number of shift registers minus 1. So the number of shift register in our convolutional encoder is 3. So which is 3 minus 1, which is equal to So that means the number of bits in a state is 2. So number of possible states, which is equal to 2 power 2, that is 4 states. 4 states. What are those 4 states? 0 0 0 1 1 0 1. So these are nothing but the states. The number of possible states in a convolution encoder, which is equal to 2 power 2. So 4 possible states. Those are 0 0 0 1 1 0 1. So before draw the state diagram, first we will see the state table. What do you mean by the state table is, it provides the present state information as well as the next state depending upon the input bit. So how many number of states are there? 4. That is 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So these are the 4 states. So present state, I am assuming as present state is 0 0. The present state is 0 0. Now the present state is 0 0. That means the first 2 bits, that is D1 and D2. I am applying input bit is 0. Input bit is 0. So when the input to 0 is applied, then what happens? This 0 comes into this place, whereas this 0 comes to here. This 0 comes to here, right? The bits in shift register are 0 0 0 0 0 0. The bits in shift register are 0 0 0. The output bits V1 and V2. V1 is the sum of these 3. 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. V2 is the sum of first bit and last bit. So 0 plus 0 is 0. So how to calculate the next state? So next state is nothing but the first 2 bits here. What are those 2 bits? 0 0. Now the present state is 0 0. Present state is 0 0. I am applying my input is 1. The present state is 0 0. That means the bits in shift register are 0 0. The bits in shift register are 0 0. I am applying input is 1. That indicates this 1 comes to here. So 0 comes to here. This 0 comes to here. Right? So the bits in shift register are 1 0 0. The bits in shift register are 1 0 1 0 0. So what are the output bits? V1 is the sum of these 3. 1 plus 0 is 1. V2 is the sum of first one and last one. 1 plus 0 is 1. What is the next state? Next state is nothing but the first 2 bits, 1 0. The next state is 1 0 state. Right? So that is the present state is 0 0. When the input bit is 0, it moves into next state, 0 0 state. The present state is 0 0. When the input bit is 1, it moves to 1 0 state. 1 0. Present state I am assuming as 1 0. That means present state is 1 0. I am applying my input is 0. If I am applying my input is 0, that 0 comes into here. This 1 comes to here. This 0 comes to here. So the bits in shift register, when the input bit is 0, the bits in shift register are 0 1 0 0 1 0. So what are the output bits? V1 and V2. V1 is the sum of these three. 0 plus 1 plus 0. 1. V2 is the sum of first one and last one. 0 plus 0 is 0. Okay. So what is the next state? The next state is the first two bits. 0, 1. So it's 0. This one is 1. Okay. Now, the present state is 1, 0. The present state is 1, 0. I am applying my input is 1. I am applying my input is 1. So, the present state is 1, 0. When the input is 1, now the bits in shift register, this one comes into here. This one comes to here. This 0 comes to here. So, the bits in shift register 1, 1, 0. The bits in shift register 1, 1, 0. The bits in shift register 1, 1, 0. So, the output bits V1. What is V1? V1 is the sum of these three. 1 plus 0 is 0. V2 is first one and last one. 1 plus 0 is 1. So, what is the next state? Next state is the first two bits is 1. Second bit is also 1. Present state is 0, 1. When the input is applied as 0, so the input is I am applying 0, then this 0 comes to here. So this 0 comes to here, this one comes to here. That means one bit shifted to right side. So the bits in shift registers are 0, 0, 1. The bits in shift register, you can look at here. The bits in shift register are 0, 0, 1. The output bits V1 and V2. What is V1? V1 is the sum of these three. 0 plus 1, 1. V2 is the sum of first one and last one. 0 plus 1 is 1. Okay. What is the next state? Next state means these first two bits. Next state is 0, 0. Next state means these first two bits. Present state is 0, 1. I am applying my input is 1. So, whenever I am applying present state is 0, 1. If I am applying input is 1, the bits in shift register becomes 1. This 0 comes into here. This 1 comes to here. So, when the input is 1, the bits in shift register, this 1 comes into first place, this 0 comes into second place, this 1 comes into third place, right? So, 1, 0, 1. So, the bits in shift register 1, 0, 1. So, the output bits V1. V1 is the sum of these three, it is 0. V2 is the sum of first one and last one. So, 1 plus 1 is 1, so 0. So, what is the next state? The next state is the first two bits. So, first two bits are 1, 0. So, what is the next last state? Last state is 1, 1. So, present state is 1, 1. The input applied is 0. So, when the input is 0, so this 0 moves into the first place. So, this one comes to here and this one comes to here. Okay. So, the bits in shift register are 0, 1, 1. The bits in shift register are 0, 1, 1. The output bits V1 and V2. So, V1 is the sum of these three, is 0. V2 is the sum of first bit and last bit, this one. So, what is the next state? The next state means the first two bits. So, it is 0 and 1. So, the bits in shift register are 1, 1. The input is applied is 1. The bits in shift register are 1, 1. When you are applying input is 1, this one comes to here, this place, this one moves into here, this one moves into here. That is, the bits in shift register are 1, 1 1. I am repeating. So the bits in shift register are 1 1. If the input is 1, okay, this one moves into this first place, this one moves to here, this one moves to here. So the bits in shift register are 1 1 1 1 1 1. So the output bits V1 is the sum of these three, 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is equal to 1. V2 is the first one or last one. 1 plus 1 is simply 0. So the next state, what is the next state means the first two bits. 1. So this is called as the state table. Okay. So remember how to construct the state table is the number of possible states are 4, 0 0, 1 0, 0 1, 1 1. So when the input you are applying, what are the bits in shift registers? So if you know the bits in shift register, it is very easy to calculate the output bits. Okay. So next state are nothing but the first two bits. You can see here the first two bits is 0 0. So whereas here the first two bits are 1 0. So here 0 1 is the next state. Here 1 1 is the next state. It is like this. So this one is the state table. From the state table, we will draw the state diagram. The state diagram is the graphical representation of a convolutional encoder. It gives the relation between the encoder state and input and output of the convolutional encoder. So in this convolutional encoder, we are having as 4 different states. Those are A, B, C, D. That is 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So how to draw the state diagram? Okay. So the present state is 0 0. When the input is applied to 0 0 state, the next state is also 0 0. The output bits are 0 0. Okay. The present state is 0 0. Whenever the input is 0 you are applied, then it moves into the same state with the output bits 0 0. Present state is 0 0. When the input is 1, then it moves into the next state, that is 1 0. The output bits are 1 1. Look at the state table. The present state is 0 0. When the input is 0, next state also 0 0 with the output bits are 0 0. Present state is 0 0. When the input is 1, the next state is 1 0 with the output bits are 1 1. Okay. The present state is 1 0. When the input bit is 0, it moves into 0 1 state. Present state is 1 0. When the input bit is 0, it moves into the 0 1 state with the output bits are 1 0. With the output bits are 1 0. Present state is 1 0. When the input is 1, it moves into 1 1 state with the output bits are 0 1. So the present state is 1 0. When the input is 0, it moves into 0 1 state with the output bits are 1 0. The present state is 1 0. When the input is 1, it moves into 1 1 state with the output bits are 0 1. So see the state table. 1 0 0. Present state is 0 1. When the input bit is 0, it moves into 0 0 state with output bits are 1 1. Present state is 0 1. Present state is 0 1. When the input bit is 0, it moves into 0 0 state with the output bits are 1 1. With the output bits are 1 1. Present state is 0 1. When the input is 0, it moves into 0 0 state with output bits are 1 1. Present state is 0 1. When the input is 1, when the input bit is 1, it moves into 1 0 state with the output bits are 0 0. The present state is 0 1. When the input is 1, moves into 1 0 state with the output bits are 0 0. Arrow represent the direction. Okay. Now the present state is 1 1. When the input bit is 0, cut here. Present state is 1 1. When the input bit is 0, the next state is 0 1 with the outputs are 0 1. The next state is 0 1 with the output bits are 0 1. Present state is 1 1. When the input is 0, it moves into 1 1 state to 0 1 state with output bits are 0 1. Present state is 1 1. When the input is 1, it moves into the same state with the output bits are 1 0. So look at here. Present state is 1 1. When the input bit is 1, it moves into 1 1 state with the output bits are 1 0. The output bits are 1 0. So this one is called as the complete state diagram of the given convolutional encoder. So what are the conclusion points from the state diagram? Okay. So it gives the relation between the states, that is ABCD represent the states. Okay. This one input is 0, whereas these two digits are represents the output. Means, so these are the output of the encoder. Outputs of the encoder. That means V1, V2. Whereas this represents the input bit. So the input bit is 0. So the conclusion statements from the state diagram are, so here ABCD are nothing but the states, and the transition from one state to another state is represented by the branches. When the input to the particular state is 0, then the branch is represented with this solid line, that is this one. When the input to the particular state is 1, then the branch is represented with the dotted line or dashed line. So this one is input is 1. Input is 1. This one is input is 0. And the digits represented here, these are nothing but output bits. The digits are output bits. So for your understanding, here the red color branches, that means the red color is used for the input is 0, blue color is used for the input is 1. The next one is the trellis diagram. In tree diagram, the number of nodes at each stage increases. What it means is the tree becomes repetitive after the first 3 branches. So look at the tree diagram once. So here the number of nodes is 1. Here the number of nodes are 2. In this case, number of nodes are 4. Here the number of nodes are 8. Here the number of nodes are 16. So these are the number of nodes in tree diagram. So these are the number of nodes. So here it is 1. Here the number of nodes are 2, 4, 8, 16. So the number of nodes are increases in case of a tree diagram. What exactly it means is, so look at here. So the output stages here it is, this is 1 1. So this is 1 0, this is 0 1. So these two are same. Okay, and these two are same. That means the output is repetitive. The output of the tree is repetitive. So this part is repeated here, this part is repeated here. So that is the major problem in case of tree diagram. Okay, so in order to remove this redundancy, we are using a structure which is called as the trellis diagram. The structure is called as the trellis. In case of trellis diagram, it is shows the transition between the various states on time intervals. The transition between the states are depends on the time basis. In trellis diagram, represent all the states on vertical axis and repeat these state along the time axis. The states means 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. The transition from one state to another state is denoted by a branch connecting the two states on two adjacent vertical axis. This is very important. The branch, when the input is 0, it is drawn with the solid line. When the input is 1, it is drawn with the dashed line. So this is the state diagram for the given encoder. So from the state diagram, we want to write the trellis diagram. Okay. So the present state here it is. The states are nothing but 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. These are the 4 different states. For 0, 0 state, if the input is 0, then it will goes into the same state with the output bits 0, 0. Look at here. This is the 0, 0 state. When the input is 0, it moves into the same state with the output bits are 0, 0. The present state is 0, 0. When the input is 1, it moves into 1, 0 state with the output bits are 1, 1. So how to write? So represent all the states on vertical axis and repeating along the x-axis. So the present state is 0, 0. When you are applying as input 0, it moves into the same state with the output bits are 0, 0. So repeat this one 0, 0, 0, 0. This one is 0, 0. So the present state is 0, 0. When the input is 1, it moves into 0, 0 state to 1, 0 state. So when the input is 1 means it is represented with the dashed line. So output bits are 1, 1. Output bits are 1, 1. Output bits are 1, 1. Output bits are 1. Right? Now the present state is 1, 0. So look at the state diagram. The present state is 1, 0. When the input is 0, it moves into 0, 1 state with the output bits are 1, 0. Present state is 1, 0. When the input is 0, 0 means it is represented with the solid line. The output bits are 1, 0. Okay. Present state is 1, 0. When the input is 1, it moves into 1, 1 state with the output bits 0, 1. Present state is 1, 0. When the input is 1, it moves into 1, 1 state with the output bits are 0, 1. Now the present state is 0, 1. The present state is 0, 1. So look at the state diagram. The present state is 0, 1. When the input is 0, it moves into 0, 0 state with the output bits are 1, 1. Present state is, this is present state 0, 1. When the input is 0, it moves into 0, 0 state with the output bits are 1, 1. Present state is 0, 1. This is the present state. When the input is 0, it moves into 0, 0 state with the output bits are 1, 1. With the output bits are 1, 1. Present state is 0, 1. When the input is 1, it moves into 1, 0 state with the output bits are 0, 0. Present state is 0 1. When the input is 1, it moves into 1 0 state with the output bits are 0 0. So it moves into 1 0 state with the output bits are 0 0. Moves into 1 0 state with the output bits are 0 0. Right? Now the present state is 1 1. Present state is 1 1. What is the next state when the input bit is 0 and the corresponding output bits? So look at the state diagram. Present state is 1 1. When the input bit is 0, that is this one. Present state is 1 1. When the input is the solid line. When the input is 0, it moves into 0 1 state with the output bits are 0 1. Present state is 1 1. When the input bit is 0, it moves into 0 1 state with the output bits are 0 1. Moves into 0 1 state with the output bits are 0 1. The present state is 1 1. The present state is 1 1. When the input is 1, it moves into the same state with the output bits are 1 0. So this is the complete trellis diagram. The trellis diagram involves the time. So this one is, let us say, some T1. This is T2. This one is T3. This one is T4. This one is T5. The meaning of the statement is, if we move from this state to this state, when the input is 1, it will take some time. That means from T1 to T2. The present state is 0 0. When the input is 1, it will move into 1 0 state. So the time required to move from 0 0 state to 1 0 state when the input 1 is T1 to T2. So the trellis diagram involves the time. So this is the complete structure of the trellis diagram. You can observe clearly. So here there is no connection to these 5 nodes. There is no connection to these 5 nodes because we have started at this T1 place and we are moving from this point node to this node as well as this node also. From this we started. So see the direction. We are moving from this node to this one as well as from this we are started. That's why these nodes does not have any connection. So this is the complete design of the trellis diagram. I repeat once again. The structure of the trellis diagram is designed as by taking the number of states on vertical axis, repeat them along the x-axis. The second one is the transition from one state to another state depends upon the whether the input bit is 1 or 0. The solid line is used when the input bit is 0. The dashed line is used when the input bit is 1. If we extend the trellis diagram by considering more number of nodes on x-axis, then the trellis diagram becomes like this. So look at here, these 5 nodes does not have any connection. So here the number of stages are increases along the x-axis. These are nothing but the output bits. This solid line represent when the input is 0. The dashed line represents when the input is 1. The transition from one state to another state depends on whether the input is 1 or 0. When the input is 0, it is represented with the solid line. When the input is 1, the branch is represented with the dashed line. Decoding methods in case of convolutional codes. There are 4 different decoding methods. First one is exhaustive search method. The second one is sequential decoding. The third one is majority logic decoding or threshold decoding. And finally, the last one is Viterbi algorithm. Out of these all, Viterbi algorithm is most efficient method to decode the convolutional codes. We will see the algorithm. So, Viterbi algorithm, it is one of the best decoding technique of convolutional codes in digital communications, where energy and efficiency dominates in importance. Energy and efficiency considerations are there in case of digital communications. Then we can use Viterbi algorithm to decode the convolutional codes. So, what are the advantages of Viterbi algorithm? The first one is highly satisfactory bit error performance, that is less number of errors. Second one is high speed of operation. So, within the less time we will get the output. That means the delay is very less. Third one is easy of implementation. It is very easy to implement the Viterbi algorithm for decoding the convolutional codes. So, two definitions are there. The first one is metric. So, what do you mean by metric? Metric is defined as the having distance between the received code word and coded sequence. The having distance between the coded sequence and the received sequence. Next definition is surviving path. Surviving path is defined as the path of the decoded signal with minimum metric or with least metric, you can say it as. This algorithm is completely depends on the trellis diagram. In trellis diagram, the algorithm compares the two paths entering a node. We will solve a simple example later. The path with the lower metric is retained and the other is discarded. That means, if you remember, in trellis diagram, two paths from the starting node. We want to calculate the metric of the received code word and the coded sequence, which is having as minimum metric is retained and the other is discarded. So, Viterbi algorithm as follows. So, first set all 0 states of the trellis to 0. We will begin at 0, 0 state. The first step is we will start at time t1 and determine the metric for the path that enters the each state of the trellis. Each state of the trellis, identify the survivor and store the metric for each one of the state. That means, which of the metric has least value or minimum value, that is stored and other one is discarded. The second step is next time at t equal to t2. So, determine the metric for all the paths that enter in next state. So, the conclusion statements are: add the metrics entering the state to the metric of the survivor at the preceding branch. In the preceding state, we arrange as one branch. For that branch, which is the next branch connected, will have the minimum metric. Compare the metrics of all the path entering the state and select the survivor. Survivor means which has the least metric in those paths. So, continue this process and the repeat step 2 on each stage. Consider all possible paths from starting point to the ending point. So, what are the various possible paths from the starting node to ending node? For each path, calculate the corresponding sequence of the coder output bits. On each branch, we represented the output bits. So we will write those output bits for each path. So compare these output sequence, that is the output sequence of the path and the actual received sequence. One is we received some code word or some sequence. That sequence is compared with the coded sequence by the path. If those two are matches, that is the received sequence is exactly identical to the output sequence of some particular path. We already selected various paths from starting node to ending node. If the output sequence of any one of the path is matches with the received sequence, the information input sequence is corresponding to the particular path. So which path the received sequence matches, from the path we want to write the input bit sequence. Suppose there is no such exact correspondent path, that indicates the received sequence and the coded sequence of the path are not matching. At that time, we want to select the path which has the least metric. The path which has least metric. That is, we will select the survivor path by comparing the metric of each path. For example, there are 3 possible paths from starting node to ending node. So out of these 3, which path has the least metric? That has the survivor path. So from that path, we want to write the input bit sequence. So consider the received code word is 11010111. So how to decode this received code word? By using Viterbi algorithm. What are the various steps involved while decoding the received sequence using Viterbi algorithm? So this is the release diagram for the given convolution encoder. The received bits are 11010111, right? So look at that release diagram. The output bits in each stage is only 2. So write the received bits. So 11, 11. Next stage is 01. Next one is 01, and here is 11. In each stage, compare the received bits with the output bits. Compare the received bits. That means calculate the metric between these two. Metric means the having distance between these two. Here it is 11, here it is 00. What is the having distance? The having distance between the two code words is defined as the number of elements in which they differ. So here 1 is changed to 0, here also 1 is changed to 0. The having distance here it is 2. What is the having distance between these two? Here it is 1, 1, here also 1, 1. That means there is no change in the bits. So here having distance is simply 0. So out of these two branches, which one has the least matrix? So here the metric is 2. That means having distance is 2 for this branch, whereas for this branch 0. So out of these two branches, which branch has the least matrix? That is retained and the remaining one is discarded. So simply discard this branch. In second step, that is between T2 and T3, the received bits are 0, 1. So calculate the having distance between the received code word 0, 1 and the output code words for all these branches. So what is the having distance between these two? So 0, 1, it is 0, 0. Here only 1. Now what is the having distance between 0, 1 and 1, 1? Here it is 1 because only one bit is changed. Whereas for these two, here 0, 1, here it is 1, 0. The having distance is 2. Here is 0, 1. Here also 0, 1. The having distance is simply 0. So between T2 and T3 stage, you can identify the branch that is connected to the previous path, that is connected to the previous branch, that must has the least metric. So here this is 1, this one is 1, here it is having distance is 2, this one is 0. So out of these 4, this one has the least matrix. So restore this branch as it is and discard the remaining branches. So the received bits from T3 to T4 are 0, 1. So find the having distance between the received sequence and the coded sequence for all the paths between T3 and T4. So what is the having distance between these two? It is 1. The having distance between these two is also 1. The having distance between received one and this one is again 1. The having distance between these two is 1. The having distance between these two is 2, because here it is 0 is changed to 1, 1 is changed to 0. What is the having distance between these two? It is 0, 1. This one also 0, 1. So it is 0. What is the having distance between these two? That means the received sequence and output sequence. Here it is 0, 1. This one is 1, 0. So it is having distance. That means find the having distance between the received sequence and the coded sequence from T3 to T4 for all the branches. So out of these all the branches, which of the branch has the least metric or minimum metric, that must be connected to the previous path. So that means previous branch is this one. So here 2 are there. These are the 2 branches. These are the 2 branches. So out of these 2, which is our least metric? 0. This one has the least matrix. Discard the remaining all the branches. From T4 to T5, the received bits are 1, 1 and calculate the metric between the coded sequence and the received bits for all the branches between T4 and T5. So here the having distance between these two is 2, whereas the having distance between these two is 0. The having distance between these two is 0. The having distance between these two is 2. The having distance with these two is 1. The having distance between this is 1, whereas the having distance between these two is 1. So calculate the having distance between the received sequence and the coded sequence from T4 to T5 branches. So which of the branch has the least metric, that must be connected to the previous path. So that means this is the previous path. So here which is having as a least matrix, so this is 0, 0, whereas this one is also 0, 0. So keep the branch which is having as the least metric, that must be connected to the previous path and discard remaining all. So this is the final sequence. So this is starting node, that one is ending node. Okay. Now we will write what are the decoded bits. That means the input bit sequence. This is the final path from starting node to ending node. So how to write the decoded message bits? This path, that means here it is a dashed line. So dash line means the input bit is 1. Here also dash line, the input bit is 1. Here is a solid line, the input bit is 0. Here also solid line, the input bit is 0. So the decoded message bits 1 1 0 0. How to write the decoded message bit is, this is the starting from T1, this is the path, here it is dash line means input bit is 1, here also dash line, input is again 1, here is solid line, input bit is 0, here also solid line, the input bit is 0. So this is the decoded message sequence. If more than one path is there, how to calculate the decoded message bit? For example, so this is another path. So that is, this is one more path from T1 to T5. How to calculate the decoded message sequence? So here I am assuming as the metric, let us say this one is sum 2, this one is 0, this one is sum 1. Okay, so this is, for example, you can assume. Then one more path is also there. Find out the path which has minimum metric. Metric means the total Hamming distance from starting node to ending node. The total Hamming distance from starting node to ending node. Calculate the survivor path, that indicates the path which has the least metrics. Each metric, that means the Hamming, that is here it is 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. So this one is, the metric for this path is 0, whereas for this path it is 2, this is 0, this is 1, this one is 0. So that means 2 plus 1, so it is 3. That means the metric for this path is 3, the metric for this path is 0. So out of this path, which one has the least metrics, you can select it. You can select that path, that means this path, and from the path you can write down the decoded message sequence. If only one path is available, so from the path you can write the decoded message bits. In some case, if you are having as more than one path, let us say some 3 paths are there from starting node to ending node. So if more than one path is there, calculate the metric for each path. Which path has the least metrics, that is considered, which is called as the surviving path. From that path, write the decoded message bits. That indicates the dash line represents input is 1, solid line represents input is 0. What are the advantages of convolutional codes? The first advantage is it operates on smaller blocks of data. The decoding delay is small. The delay is small means the faster operation. It requires smaller amount of storage hardware due to small block size. In case of convolutional codes, k equal to 1. That indicates only one bit is entered into shift register each time. That is n comma k. It is k value is always 1. It is simply n comma 1, where n represents the output bits. So k equal to 1. The code rate or code efficiency. Code rate in case of convolutional codes, which is always k by n, that is some 1 by n. N means the number of bits. It may be 2, 3, 4 also. It depends upon the convolutional encoder. Third one is synchronization problem does not affect the performance of the codes. The disadvantage of convolutional codes is it is very difficult to analyze. To do the analysis, it is very difficult in case of convolutional codes. Let us try to solve these questions. The first one is This is the conversion encoder. So for the given input, that is 1011, you can calculate the output bits. So for this particular conversion encoder, 3 output bits are there, C1, C2, C3. And draw the state diagram, tree diagram, and tree list diagram. The second one is, it is another conversion encoder. The code rate is, that means code rate is 1 by 2. What do you mean by 1 by 2? K is 1, N value is 2. That means 2 output bits. Third problem is a rate of 1 by 3 convolutional code. What is this 1 by 3? So 1 by 3 means K value is 1, N value is 3. That means 3 output bits for the encoder. So here there is no convolution encoder. So how to draw this encoder? So here he is given as G1, G2, G3 values. So G1 is 111, G2 is 100, G3 is 101. That indicates 3 shift registers G1 111, that is the first output is connected to these 3. Let us say the output is some V1. G2, it is 100, G2 means 100, that is the second one is connected to the first one. G3 is 101, 101 means it is connected to the first one and the last one. So this is another. So it is V1. So this one is some V2. This one is some V3. So that is the convolution encoder. That means it comes into, this is the output. So for that convolution encoder, so draw the code tree corresponding to this code. The fourth problem. So a rate of 1 by 2 convolutional code, that is K value is 1, N value is 2. That means 2 output bits for the convolution encoder. So he mentioned G1 is 101, G2 is 110. So that indicates 3 shift registers. G1 means first output, that is 101 means it is connected to the first one and the last one. So this is some V1. G2 is 110, so it is connected first one and second one. So this is another. So this is out. The last one is find the data word transmitted for the received. So it is given as the received code word. So from the received code word, we want to calculate what is the transmitted message bits. So the received bits are 1101, 1100. What are the transmitted bits? That means the decoded message sequence for the received bits. We want to decode that received code word by using Viterbi algorithm for this convolutional encoder. For better understanding of Viterbi algorithm, let us see the video. So it is a 400 meters relay. One team is participating from each country. Each team consists of 4 members. If we observe the video, the person has something in hand called baton. The first person hand over the baton to the second person in his country. Second person hand overs the baton to the third person of the team. Third person hand overs the baton to fourth person of the team. Then the relay completes. So which team takes less time to complete the race, that team is the winner. A 400 meters relay, each team has 4 members. They will start the race from this point and finish at this point only. So the first person in the team is here, second person in the same team at 100 meter place, third person in the team is at 200 meters, fourth person in the team is at 300 meters. Okay, the person starts here and he will continue the race, hand over the baton to the second person there at 100 meters distance. 100 meters, second person start the race from here to here. The first person stopped here. The second person handovers baton to the third person, and the third person continues the race. Here the second person stops. Third person handovers the baton to the fourth person of the same team, and the fourth person starts the race and finish the race. Here third person stops. So this is the way how 400 meters relay going on. If only one team completed the race, that team is the winner. How much time that team will take? If more than one team completed the race, which team takes less time to finish the race is the winner. For example, here I am considering as 3 teams. The first person in the team dropped here, then the team is disqualified from the race. That indicates the completion of the race means all the 4 members finish the race without any problem. Suppose if the second person falls here, then that corresponding team eliminated from the race. So if more than one team complete the race, then which team takes the less time will be the winner. If only one team completed the race, then that team is the winner, right? Surviving path means if more than one path is there from starting node to ending node, which path has the least metric is considered to decode the message bits.